Do you think this particular phenomenon, Dr. Theophilus, is likely going to affect the chances of us seeing more women in government? Especially when you look at a Betta Edu, for instance, as young as she is, 37, to be given that much responsibility. Halima Saliu, given that position as coordinator of the National Social Investment Program Agency, the former minister herself, Sadiya Umar, and the likes. And we've always talked about this affirmative action to see more women in government. Do you think this, set a bad precedent for those who are going to argue that, listen, look at the examples that they're setting for the next ones that are supposed to come in? Do you think that this, works against the interests of women, especially in politics or in governance?
It shouldn't. To me, it shouldn't, because we have very good women, very brilliant women who have the passion to see changes in Nigeria. We have many of them, and they should be given opportunity. Like I said, 2 women or 3 women out of many women in Nigeria who are doing a whole lot of good job. Many of them are VCs, vice chancellors of universities, are doing a lot of good job. We have so many of them. There was this woman, I think she said Alile Williams. She gave a good account of herself when she was a VC of University of Benin. So we have women who are doing a lot of good work, and on the daily basis we see women who are good. Even in the newsroom we see women who are good. In the banking sector we see women who are good. So we cannot say, because these 2 women have been identified to have done some things wrongly. You should. And like I keep saying, if you look at the profile of these women, sincerely, they are not just like, I don't think there should be, serious investigation into these issues, because from what we know about them, I don't think they were totally really bad women, because like I talk about Betta Edu, she did a very good job in Cross River State. She did from what I heard. I didn't stay there, but from what I heard, she did a very good job, and that was why the state could nominate her, so give her this position at the national level. And Sadiya also, I think she did a good job at the Refugee Commission. That's why when she was given that position, yes, this woman qualifies. So I think EFCC must do a thorough investigation. I don't want us to be accused of media trial. But the EFCC should do a thorough investigation. Let's know the whole truth, and let as many people as contributed to what went wrong should be exposed.
But what do you make of the public opinion about this? Because as far as the public is concerned, they're guilty as charged, and they would have a lot of work to do. If at all they scale through and they come out clean, they would have a lot of work to do to...
I think they are not guilty until a court of law proves them guilty.
I'm saying as far as public opinion is concerned, which, we do know that sometimes the court of public opinion is not fair most of the times when people, especially when you're charged with something like this. But do you think that, for Betta Edu, for instance, she did say that this whole campaign was supposed to target her character and to malign her, even though these charges are quite real, and we've seen the steps taken so far by the presidency to course correct. The president has suspended all programs under the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, especially in connection with the National Social Investment Program Agency, for 6 weeks. He set up a committee under the Minister of the Economy to rejig and to look into what needs to be reworked and all of these things.
I think that aligns with what I said earlier, that the system needs to be looked into. The system needs to be looked into. I don't know how it works, you understand? But I'm feeling that when the ministry was created, those who headed the various departments, maybe they set up the system. And unfortunately, if people set up the system, a system by themselves, they will leave loopholes that will enable them, to benefit, So even if they are borrowing a system from other parts of the world, they will say, okay, look, if we do it like this, we cannot make money. Some persons, not only a few persons do it anyway. But then, so the system needs to be reviewed, because a system that will allow some persons to have access to so much money, to so much money. I think at the point the ministry, when going from state to state, to pack a whole lot of cash, move them from maybe Abuja to wherever they were going to, huge sums of cash, or go to the central bank office and bring out cash, and we see cash on display. You understand? Sincerely, when there are cash transactions, too much of cash transactions, there's likely to be corruption. So it's good that, you know, government is trying to say, let's look at, it's a very good project. It's a very good idea, you know, to say, okay, social investment, intervention in the, it's very good. But then let's fine tune the system so that it can reduce this exposure to corruption.
Okay.